Good morning, folks. Hello and welcome to Sew Yellow For Endo 2025. I'm Jess from Sew Yellow For Sew, and this is my YouTube channel all about sewing, dressmaking, and all things stitch related. Now, this video should have been with you a week ago, but we had some family issues and I had to attend a funeral last weekend, or a memorial, but I haven't quite been in the right space to come back on YouTube and film. I have been posting loads of stuff on socials. I've put everything on my channel so that you know all the details, but yeah, I wasn't quite ready to come back. So I'm here now because this challenge is so important and I want to make sure you have all of the details, and I really hope you can get involved this year. We've had our first Instagram live already of the challenge, which is so exciting. And I'm really excited to see where we go in our 5th year. So in this video, I will tell you what it is, how you can get involved, prizes, sponsors, all that kind of lovely stuff, and all of the extra ways that you can support, learn, and champion endometriosis in your own life. Firstly, let me apologise. I don't quite look myself. I'm about to go for a run, so I need to wash my hair and everything, but I'm not going to do that obviously until I've done my long run. And I do have a fantastic plethora of yellow outfits that you will see across the month. I have been prioritising wearing them out this week, which means today, which is pretty much my day off, I look like this, so bear with. However, you can see my Sew Yellow For Endo make next to me, and more on this in a moment. So, where to begin? Sew Yellow For Endo is a challenge I started back in 2021. I'm very proud of it. It's, at its core, all about learning about endometriosis. It's a condition that affects 1 in 10 women in the UK. It's the same prevalence in women as diabetes. It is a condition we don't have a cure for, and we have no idea what causes it. So the condition, if you haven't heard of it before, it's where tissue similar, not the same, similar to the tissue of your womb is found outside of the womb. So the kind of tissue that gives you a period. And what happens is it responds to hormones and it sheds in your body. So if you imagine having that sort of womb lining-ish tissue on your bladder, on your bowel, like in your abdominal cavity, and then each month when it's affected by your hormones, it's shedding and it's got nowhere to go, so it latches onto something else. And it can spread through your body. You can have it in your abdomen, you can have it in, people have had it in their nose. It's not a specifically gynecological condition. Originally it was thought it was, but as research grows, it shows it's more likely to be an inflammatory condition. But because it affects periods and fertility, we tend to lump it in with the gynae conditions. The average diagnosis time is about 8 years at the moment. It might be slightly higher. And that's only from not knowing what's wrong with you to diagnosis. That's not 8 years to treatment. Treatment can be a hell of a lot longer if some people don't receive treatment for it. I had my own experiences with endometriosis, as you will all know, but if you're new, hello. I had very severe endometriosis when I was younger, and luckily I went through years of going, what is this, like passing out, fainting on my period, not being able to stand, all that kind of stuff. And then I had my appendix out, and lo and behold, they were like, oh, by the way, there's loads of endometriosis in there, we need to refer you. Thank God. And then I went on to have a very extensive surgery in 2019. And until last year, that was kind of the end of it for me. I hadn't really had to do anything about it, but I am now back in clinic having some preemptive investigations because I've been having a few problems. So it doesn't really go away. There's no cure. We don't know what causes it. All you can do is, it's kind of like a hedge, you can cut it back. I started Sew Yellow For Endo because one of the biggest problems we have with any women's health condition is that we don't talk about them. And not only that we don't talk about them, that it's not okay to talk about them. It's taboo to talk, apparently, to talk about them. And when I first started talking about endometriosis, I mean, my surgery was 18 months or a year before I started So What If I Sew, before I joined the sewing community. So for me, I didn't go through it as part of the sewing community. But back in January of 2021, I started talking about it on my stories. And I got messages from people saying, oh, you can't talk about periods. And I was like, oh, no, we can. And we should. And absolutely not. Like, this is so important. So back in 2021, I started the very first Sew Yellow For Endo. We had 12 sponsors, 150 of you took part, and the central challenge is the same then as it is now. You sew something yellow, or partially yellow, or yellow adjacent, or orange, I don't care, it's for charity, interpret it how you will. Donate £1 to the Just Giving page that's in my bio, and I'll link it under here as well. And then post your make on Instagram on Saturday the 22nd of March or the 23rd, that weekend, ideally the 22nd, but obviously we have lots of international participants, so post it on your Saturday the 22nd, which will end up as Friday or Sunday for me, and that's fine. You will then be in with a chance of winning a fabulous prize, but you will also be helping to turn Instagram yellow for that day. Yellow is our awareness colour. Yellow is our bright, loud, listen to us, we are here, we are visible colour, and it's so important. I find it very emotional to see how much the challenge has grown. We've raised over £6,000 for Endometriosis UK in the last 4 years. And this year I'm hoping to add to that total. We have fantastic Instagram lives every year, so you can listen to the stories of endo warriors, you can listen to how they have gone through their lives with their condition, how they've managed it, the challenges they've faced, and what you will realise is that everybody's story is very different. There's commonalities, but everyone's experience of endometriosis is very different. Last week, a couple of days ago, we spoke to the wonderful Pam from Sweet Pea Green, and she shared her story with us on Instagram Live. I'll link that below as well. Next week, Kaylee from Fleureteurs is actually interviewing me, as we thought we'd do a little collaboration in conversation with, and I'm really excited about that as well. It's going to be great. And then I've got a couple of other interviews that are going to be here on YouTube because they're in different time zones or I'm away, so we're going to have a couple of pre-recorded ones again this year as well. So it's really exciting. We do have some amazing sponsors this year for the Sew Yellow Challenge. I've put an infographic up on screen, but we have some fabulous sponsors. It is not too late to sponsor. Every year I do my initial sponsor announcement later and later as people message, but people always join in afterwards. So this is the current lineup of sponsors. I would imagine we might see a couple more by the time we get to the challenge. But we've got fantastic global sponsors as well. We have prizes for international participants as well as domestic participants. And I have to say the biggest thank you in the world to our sponsors. You support us, you give prizes for the amazing effort so many people put in, and I really appreciate that. Particular shout out to David Drummond this year, who are providing a sewing machine as a prize. So get involved if you're in need of a new sewing machine or know someone in need of a sewing machine. So yeah, get involved, it's going to be great. There's also a couple of discounts I want to tell you about. So Much More, the fabulous Jess from So Much More supports us every year, and she has given us a code Sew Yellow to get 10% off all yellow fabrics. I'll put it on screen. We have CLC Prints, who are currently my absolute favourite people in the world, for reasons you will find out in next week's vlog, which I'm going to record after this. And you can get 30% off pattern printing using the code SewYellow25. And also Fleureteurs, who are sponsoring, they are giving 10% of all sales of yellow fabric, and they're donating that to Endometriosis UK. So the price you'll pay is the same, but 10% of that will be donated to Endometriosis UK as part of the Just Giving page, which is so exciting. I have to say a huge thank you to my sponsors. It's always a little bit of a challenge to get sponsors. And part of that is because it's a non-traditional sewing challenge. It's not just like sew a thing. And, there's nothing wrong with that. That's lovely, and we love those kind of sewing challenges. But I think there's definitely certain companies who have heard that it's for a women's health issue and are not sponsoring. And I think that's a shame. It happens every year, it's okay. But it is a shame. It is hard to attract new sponsors sometimes because it feels like, well, it is a campaign. So if you do know any brands, or if you think any of your favourite brands should sponsor and you can't see them on there, please ask them, please tag them, please see if they will. I will message anyone you suggest. It is not a private invitation sponsorship. I say this every year. I put out a form this year that people could just fill in because life has been very busy. But there are always a couple of people who go, oh, you never messaged us, so we didn't know. So I will happily message you. But realistically, it's for charity. So anything and any support you can give, comment, message me, tag your favourite brands, because it really does make a huge difference. The better and the more sponsors we have, the more reach we have, the more people learn about the condition. And every single year, I actually have had a couple of messages over the last 2 days, and I had one last weekend, from people who've had their surgery because of this challenge, who are going to the doctors because of this challenge, who already were going to the doctors. But one of my favourites, a lady messaged me and said, I already had a doctor's appointment and I wasn't sure what I was going to say. And now, after listening to your live stream, I have so many more questions to ask them, which is brilliant. That's why we do it. That's why I do it. And it makes me very, very proud to see all of this happening. The other way you can get involved this year is if you want to come to a party. The Sew Yellow party will be happening again on Saturday the 22nd of March at Sew Me Sunshine, 4 till 7. If the Stitch Festival isn't your thing, and Saturday at that Stitch Festival is a very intense experience for everyone involved, you can come along to the party. You can also go to the Stitch Festival in the morning and come to the party in the afternoon. That's what I did last year. It is at Sew Me Sunshine, which is in Chiswick, Gunnersbury, overground and district line available, as well as like buses and stuff to get there from the Stitch Festival. And we're just going to be having a party, having a few drinks, having a nibbles, showing off our yellow makes, and you'll also be able to buy fabric there if you want as well. Sew Me Sunshine don't do the Stitch Festival, so if you do want to come and see them, that is your opportunity. I'm so grateful again for them hosting us last year. You were such a great crowd last year, and I'm hoping we can have even more of you. There's also goodie bags with like exclusive gifts, discounts, free patterns, all that kind of stuff for anyone who comes to the party as well. So I hope I'll see you there. Tickets are £8, and that is for £5 donation to Endometriosis UK. So that does count as your Sew Yellow entry donation as well. So don't worry about that. If you've bought a ticket, I have your name, so I will just cross-reference it. You don't have to donate twice, unless you want to. So it's £5 ticket donation goes to Endometriosis UK, and then it's just £3 per head, so I can buy food and drinks and all that kind of stuff, just so that we have a party rather than a room to stand in. So I hope you will consider joining us. It is always such a great crowd, and it was very heartwarming. It was very fun last year, so I hope I will see you guys there. Now, in terms of what you can make, you will see next to me, I have my beautiful yellow blouse that I'm working on at the moment. This is the Size Me Sewing VN. I thought a broderie anglaise blouse would be really cool. What I'm about to do after this is gather the sleeves into cuffs, and then all I need to do is hem it and stick some buttons and buttonholes on it, which is very exciting. So I've chosen to go traditional route. I've made a big yellow garment. However, you can make any garment you like for anyone. That's fine. You can make any object you like. You can make home furnishings. You can make bags. You can make shoes. I don't mind. Dive on in. See whatever the spirit inspires you to do. You can also go super yellow like me, but you can also go like orange. You can go partially yellow. You can go black with yellow flowers. You can do a mix. Like, really what matters is the taking part for charity, and it's nice to make sure you have something yellowish because that's our awareness colour. But I'd rather you didn't go, oh, I can't wear full yellow, so I can't do it. Yes, you can, I promise. I promise you will find a fabric with tiny, tiny bits of yellow in it. And you'll be able to sew up something beautiful. And you can sew for other people as well. Last year I had ladies making period pads, which was really cool, and it 100% counts. So anything that gets you to your sewing machine, gets you sewing something vaguely adjacently yellow, and gets you talking about endometriosis, in my book, is all that's required. So, sew something yellow-ish, donate £1, post your make on Saturday the 22nd of March. Every Wednesday throughout March there will be endometriosis experience interviews, both on Instagram Live and then on YouTube the latter half of the month. We have the party on the 22nd, and I am posting all sorts of stuff on Instagram at all times. So find some fabric. You can even take advantage of the CLC pattern and so much more discounts if you want to grab yourself some fabric. Felicity Fabrics as well have put together 6 special project boxes. If you want to make something yellow, they have got fabric, notions, everything, so that you can make something beautiful for the challenge. And there's only 6 of those, and they're donating some of the profits to Endometriosis UK as well. So that opportunity is there. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is not quite my usual style of vlog, but I really wanted to get this out there so you all know what's going on this month. And once again, I'm so grateful to you all. I'm so grateful to you all for taking part, for supporting. There isn't a vlogger tour this year because I have not been able to organise that. But if you would like to talk about it in your vlogs, please do. I'd love to see what you're making. Please tag me. I am so excited and can't wait to see everything. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I will be back on Wednesday as usual next week with my long-awaited blouse roundup video because I've got one more blouse to finish sewing, and then I can do my roundup of my favourite patterns, blouses for people who don't like blouses. And I've also got a couple of great videos coming later this month, including hopefully my bomber jacket, which I think I'm going to cut out this weekend on Sunday, but we'll see how we go. But I'm really, really excited. So if you don't already, please subscribe, please follow me on Instagram so that you can see all of the fabulous stuff that's going on this month. And I can't wait to see the yellow stuff you sew. Thank you so much for watching.